Chinese Communist Party is the #1 national security threat to the United States. I obviously don't have evidence that it was an intentional leak right now, but I certainly wouldn't be shocked that that was something.
I wouldn't be shocked, and honestly, while I'm acknowledging I don't have any evidence, I'm gonna talk as if I have all the evidence in the world. And why shouldn't I? Every Republican has been for 2 solid years. So that is Representative Greg Steube. And by the way, he's talking there about the lab leak theory, an idea that COVID's origins lie not from a wet market, which is what the most common theory of the past couple of years has been, but that it made its way out of a lab. Now, some people talk about that in the way that like this Energy Department report sort of does, that it was an accidental release of something that was never intended to be a bioweapon. Others leap immediately past that because after all, this is about demonizing China and Chinese people to, well, obviously they intentionally did it, which I think makes a lot of sense. Because if I was going to try to release a bioweapon to hurt America, what I would do is I would release it in my own country and kill millions of people, assuming that eventually it'll get overseas, assuming, and I know this is a big risk, the government at that point cares so little about the life of its people that it'll do virtually nothing to stop it from getting in. And once it's there, everyone on the side of the party in power will willingly disarm themselves against the virus. So obviously I have some thoughts about the whole lab leak thing. And we don't know. This new report, by the way, that everyone on the right has taken as like a definitive thing, not only that it came from a lab, but that it was intentional, does not actually say that. We may never actually know. And in terms of the consequences, this is hardly the most important part of the pandemic. But to some, it is a very important thing to focus on, JR. What do you think?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's become the political argument. So what is the reason for promoting and pushing and talking about the lab leak theory? And then with it then being intentional, because that's the other aspect of it. Because as we find out, who knows? We'll see what the aspects are. But as this was going through and previously going through COVID when Trump was still in office, and they were pushing the whole, that they intentionally released it to kill us, right? It's so we can continue this same drumbeat of fear, of the other. What were they trying to do? They're targeting you, Jethro, in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee. They don't give a damn about you, Jethro. You don't have any power. So, and also they also know if you die, Jethro, the leaders of this country don't give a damn either. So what is the motivation for all that? To come after you low level folks that they really don't even pay attention to. It's so that you continue to be scared and they continue to vote certain people based off of those fears and those anxieties and the hatred you'll have for one particular group. And what did that lead to? Yes, an increase in Asian hate and Asian crime randomly in the streets, which then we can say, you see what's happening in the streets of this city, that city, and the third city. You should vote for me again because I'm tough on crime. It's a nice circular way to continue the fearful people to continue to be scared of the next new thing to then come after you for it. Now, even if it was though, what do we do about it? That's never really like the discussion. It's just more to keep people afraid so that they can 100%. Then go vote for the same people.
Yeah, it's an amazing system that they've set up there. But again, as I alluded to earlier, he's not gonna allow, he's even stated not having any evidence to let him start to speculate about why this would intentionally be done. Take a look at this.
Look, you had Trump coming into his reelection. They hated President Trump because of the policies that he took. Strong on China, would love nothing more than having somebody like Biden who's compromised in the White House. So it would not shock me at all. And if that is the fact, then this administration and our government needs to act accordingly.
Okay, so if that's a fact, which I'm stating as if it's a fact, we have no reason to believe that, but I'm just gonna keep saying it over and over and over again. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, just as a fun little game. We're gonna assume that that is true. I'm gonna pretend that I'm Greg Steube and just assume that the things I want to be true are true. Okay, so China sees that we're entering 2020 and President Trump, who's like a strong president or whatever, they need to take him down a peg. They need to get rid of him. So what they're gonna do is they are going to intentionally release this virus to hurt America. Again, we've already talked about how releasing it so it kills literally millions of your own people is a super weird way to do it. Why not just transport it to the country and release it there? Whatever, they still do it, they do it, they intentionally do it. If that was the case, and you were Greg Steube, wouldn't you be furious not only at China, but at Donald Trump? Because think about it, their plan is to take him down by making this virus, which really hurts America, really like kills a lot of people, does a lot of damage. And Donald Trump bumbles his way through every step of before it hits our shores, as it's starting to spread, everything from official policy to lack of leadership to contracting it himself to the things he says about it. And then that is buttressed by a right-wing media that tells people every step of the way, who cares if you get it? It's not serious. Don't wear a mask, don't socially distance, whatever. They're trying to control you. So which is it? Is it an intentional release of a deadly biotoxin by a foreign adversary where if it hurts us badly, that's designed to hurt the right? Or is it something that is so irrelevant that you shouldn't inconvenience yourself even briefly with a little bit of cloth to stop it from killing people? If you had done that, maybe it wouldn't have hurt Trump so much and he might have gotten reelected. Seems like that would have really stuck a thumb in the eye of China. But you'll notice again, it's like Jared was saying, they constantly lay out, here's probably why something happened. So what should we do about it? Nothing. They release a virus intentionally. What should we do about it? Nothing. The EPA is waging a war on white people in East Palestine by leaking toxic stuff. So what should we do to stop that from happening again? Nothing. Isn't it weird how eager the right seems to be for impotent rage? You should be enraged and it goes nowhere. You do nothing with it. Nothing changes. You're just really mad and then it doesn't change literally anything and you're just as vulnerable to the same thing in the future. Isn't it weird, conservatives, how often that's the way this goes?
They'll never see the pattern, bro. Again, as he said that, the sentence, the question that hit my head was, so what does that look like? He goes, we have to act accordingly. China released this, they did it on purpose. What are you gonna do about it then? Why are you telling me this for? You guys are in positions of power. What do you do? It's similar, like you said, everyone has to be strong and weak at the same time. Biden is slow cognitively, he can barely speak, but he's coming for your entire life. He's implemented this entire secret, deep state, and he's coming to get you. Is he a mastermind or is he a slow idiot? Which one is it?
Both simultaneously, because that's more fun.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.